Hey kids, happy pre-release day. I talked about doing a pre-release recap in the draft that I did yesterday that you won't probably see until a week from now or something because of how much backlog I have to upload still, or figure out if you want to upload, probably delete some that aren't that good. But yeah, so today was a pre-release. I drafted 3-color control. My mana base was terrible. What I would kill for an Evolving Wilds. My cards weren't that great. There's definitely some good cards in here, but these are like the only playables in each color. Like I could not go any farther. Green was terrible. It had like a Prey Upon and a Predators. Predators isn't that good. You need to be really heavy green. Red had some like Markov Blade Master, not Blade Master, Warlord, and a Geist Flame. I did open a Mythic. Unfortunately, it's the worst Mythic ever. It was an Angelic bullshit, or whatever it is. It's worth like 2 cents. But the rest of it actually turned out alright. I'll go 3 and 3. So first I'll explain the deck, and then we'll get to the match recaps. So we got the mana base, 6 islands, 7 plains, Shimmering Grotto, and a swamp was the best I can do. By counting up the symbols, counting each symbol as half, I ended up with 4, yeah, or 2. I ended up with 2 swamps and 6 and 6. I decided that I'd rather have Fiend Hunter and or Doomsayer more reliably on turn 3 than like Stormbound Geist on turn 3. So that's why I went with 7 plains over 6 islands. Swamps, I felt like 2 is not enough to cast Bloodline Keeper, and I'm very right. 3 in a Shimmering Grotto as much as possible. He still sat on my hand quite a bit, but them's the breaks, kind of. Move on. Enchantment, we got Sensory Deprivation, Blue Swords to Plowshares, fine card, especially in dirtily decks like mine that like to try and not lose for a while. Blazing Torch, obviously quite good removal. These are all very good. These are both very good. We need this from Innistrad. It's going to be Gather the Townsfolk it's definitely a good card, don't get me wrong. 2/1s on turn 2, it's fine. I only cast it for Fateful Hour once. It won me the game when I did that. But it's not something you can hold back for Fateful Hour. Unless you're sure you're going to hit it soon. Like that was the one time I cast it, I was just getting beat down. I was sure I was going to hit Fateful Hour, and it wasn't helping me without that. Like unless you're doing that, it doesn't really help. If you are, it's fine. It's just, I don't think it's quite as good as most people think. It's still a very good card. Moment of Heroism is a combat trick. I'm a bigger fan of it than most. I need more playables. These are fantastic. I don't want to say premium. No, they're pretty premium removal, man. You can get, I feel like maybe it's just sealed as well. You can get Morbid a bit more reliably in sealed. But, yeah, you can get Morbid. With Morbid, they obviously kill anything. Even without Morbid, they kill a lot of stuff. So, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Now let's get to the meat. Yeah, so this was 2 of my 3 black cards were Tragic Slips, and they did not let me down. Abbey Griffin, this is an alright creature, you know. It's I'm not crazy about it, but it's 2/2 vigilance. That's fine for a flyer. Fiend Hunter, obviously very good. Murder Crow is very good. Stitcher's Apprentice, he wasn't fantastic in this deck, but he triggered Morbid. He did some cool stuff with like turning 1/1 tokens. Where is he? Turning 1/1 tokens to 2/2 tokens, because I had a couple of 1/1 token generators. Slayer the Wicked, obviously great. I played a lot of humans though, I'll be honest. Or like, I don't like a lot of spirits. Like, I didn't see very many werewolves. I didn't see too many vampires. I didn't see a ton of zombies either. Like, he's definitely kind of shaky. No, well, he's obviously still fantastic. Just my matchups aren't too great for him. This is basically the reason I played black. Like, Tragic Clip is good, and maybe I would have like splashed one, but this is basically the reason I made a somewhat large commitment to black, was because Bloodline Keeper is the bomb. Like, he's just fantastic. Like, I'm basically splashing Bloodline Keeper and Tragic Slips. I don't know, it was kind of weird mana base. Anyways, he's good. He's also great. Obviously, his token making isn't as good, but I found that his secondary effect, the buffing stuff, he's buffing everything for +2/+2. Who does that remind you of? I don't know, maybe Bloodline Keeper. His tokens aren't as good as base, but it buffs like even the non-vampires. It buffs all your dudes. Like these guys, I love Horned Turtles. Let's get that out of the way. I think they're better in sealed as well. The way I described it to someone is, I said, oh, it's a Horned Turtle that gives the Horned Turtle buff to all your guys at Fateful Hour. And, okay, what else we got? So, yeah, these guys are very good. Like, I remember a game that I was just... Oh, no, I should... When I get to the match recaps, I will tell you. Hollow Hench Spirit, like, match recaps are going to be kind of short. I don't want this video to be too long. But I want to really explain what's good. This guy, his effect is not as relevant as you would think, because some of the times when you want to flash it in, like, kill a 1-1, due to the fact that his ability is mandatory, you cannot do that. That's what irks me about making a lot of abilities not May recently. But he's still a 2-2 that you can flash in on their end step, so it's fine. He's fine. His effect didn't really matter much, but there's a lot of 2-3s in Innistrad, and he's definitely no worse a 2-3 than the other 2-3s. Dungeon Geists were great. There was a really embarrassing moment because they don't look like they're flying. I don't know about you, but it looks like they're like, okay, it looked to me like they're kind of walking down the stairs. I don't know. I don't even know. So yeah, for a couple of games, I didn't realize they flew. And that really sucked because I could have beat down for like a ton of damage with them, but I was keeping them back because they had like some kind of ground blockers. I don't know. Headless Scab. I obviously with no mill yourself, it's pretty hard to have him reliably. Like there were times when he was stuck in my hand on turn 3, but he's still very good. Like think about it, coming into tapped is not a huge drawback. I think Innistrad is not quite fast enough to punish you for that, right? And like he's 3 mana, so he's not gonna be that late game. Only 1 creature. Like his stats are almost as good as Makeshift Mauler. I think 4/5 is a little bit better than 3/6, but he's almost there for a mana cheaper, which is great. So this guy's great. Undying is fantastic. Undying is just so good. It's always a 2-for-1. Can only block creatures with flying is a bit of a drawback, but usually you're attacking with them anyway, so it's fine. Tower Geist is also great. Putting stuff in your graveyard is generally good. Not to mention that he cycles when he comes in. Like, it's better than drawing a card. I don't think people realize that. You're playing a 2-2 flyer, which you'd probably play anyways at any kind of, like Abby Griffin's got Vigilance. If that had any kind of ability, you'd play it, right? And then you're drawing a card off it, plus you're sometimes getting value throwing shit into your graveyard. Like, even my deck didn't have that much I could throw into the graveyard, but flashback, 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 getting rid of lands you just didn't want to see, making this guy being able to play it. Very good. Well, we can take a look at this is what tapped out saying about my mana stuff. Yeah, I guess it's saying black should have been a little bigger, but Shimmering Grotto kind of makes up for that. 7. Yeah, the curve. Here are my types. So I had 15 creatures. Here's my curve. As you can see, I had a ton of white at 3. This is what kind of prompted me to do more Plains Islands, because casting this guy on turn 3 is very good. Casting this guy on turn 3 can often be necessary. Casting this guy on turn 3 is good, but not as good as this guy. So yeah, now we can get to the recap. I never sideboarded all day. My pool was way too shallow. I'll get that right out of the way by saying that first. I had literally nothing I could sideboard. So like I would have killed even for just like there's a guy splashing. This is my first match, so let's be honest. I would have killed for an Urgent Exorcism. Why? He was playing Spirits, blue-white, and he was splashing Heretic's Punishment. I had no enchantment removal whatsoever, not even in green. I didn't have a naturalized, I didn't have shit all. Alright? So round 1, I play this guy. Game 1, things are going good. I feel like I'm kind of in control. I feel like we're going to the late game where I have the advantage with this deck, until he drops Drogskull Reaver. And this is like a turn after I Tragic Slipped his like Murder Crows, right? So I'm like, oh, kind of wish I had that more. But like, I'll find a way to live, I guess. Yeah, then he drops Drogskull Captain, making him a 4/6 hexproof. And there's just nothing you can do because he double strikes. I don't have that many flyers in my deck. Like, I had nothing to do. I just straight up lost to that, basically. Game 2, I managed to get rid of the Captain before I can get the Reaver out. Thank God. But, I basically played the stall game for a really long time, but he ends up getting the Reaver. He has Vault of the Archangel, I find out. Well, maybe was this guy splashing Heretic's Punishment? I'm thinking of the wrong guy, because this guy was splashing black, not red. Okay, so he wasn't playing Heretic's Punishment, but he was splashing back for like Forbidden Alchemy, Flashback, and Vault. So he plays Vault, which is just, it's so good. It's a bomb. Like, that and Township are the 2 ability lands that I would first pick in a draft. Moonland Haunted is kind of close, Wolfrun's kind of close, but those, I don't mind. Like, I would commit to those because they're so good. Yeah, so he got that. He got Reaver out. He got Chalice of Life out, when I got him down to like 8 life, he dropped that. I'm like, I'm like inside, I'm thinking, yeah, this guy's a Chalice of Life. Sure, it combos with his Reaper kind of well, but it's not going to do that much. Yeah, he eventually turned it into Chalice of Death. And I lost that game. I lost 2-0. So round 2, I'm sitting on my deck. I'm like, this really sucks. I'm thinking I'm not going to win a match all day, right? Round 2, who the fuck do I play? I have the worst memory, I swear to God. I won. I remember that. So, if you're hoping for suspenseful storytelling, kind of out of luck on that one. Yeah, round 2. Jeez, who did I play? Another 0-1 guy, I must assume. And I won? Wow, I think I might totally forget round 2. Maybe that's Heretic's Punishment. No, Heretic's Punishment guy beat me, though. I'm like 90% sure Heretic's Punishment. I cannot for the life of me remember round 2, so I'm sorry, guys. I'll come back to it from here. Anyways, I won that game. Round 3, I play guys playing white-black. His deck is pretty damn good. He's got Skirstag Flare, like Village Cannibals, a lot of humans he can use to take advantage of that. My deck's also heavy humans, so Village Cannibals is really good against me. He's playing like that. I'm losing pretty, like, I'm doing alright. Like, there are definitely moments where I feel I'm in control, but he has a lot of removal. Being white-black, not much you can do about it. One point in the game, he unfortunately lands Fiend of Shadows. I have nothing in hand, so I'm like, this isn't too bad. I have all my mana. I said I had all my mana. What I really had was a whole bunch of islands, whole bunch of plains, a whole bunch of swamps. I'm like, I'm in top deck mode. Like, I'm not even worried. I have a way to block it. I had a Tower Geist. He ended up dead weighting Tower Geist, so I lost that. I had a way to block it for a turn. Like, I was just not concerned. So, I draw. It's Bloodline Keeper. I go, shit, right? I can't play Bloodline Keeper. He can with Fiend of Shadows if he takes it. And it's just insane. So yeah, he can do that. Bloodline Keeper, and then so I'm like, okay, I chump for a turn. Hopefully I draw my swamp. I can play Bloodline Keeper. I can turn this game around. He doesn't get to play it. No such luck because he deadweights my only flyer. He hits me in the air. I have no choice but to discard Bloodline Keeper, obviously. He takes it, he plays it. Now he has Fiend of Shadows and Bloodline Keeper, and I just scoop. Round 2, he used his Skirstag Flare a lot more effectively. He drew more humans. He just really destroyed me. At one point, I was already playing I wasn't playing behind yet, but I make this really terrible double block. He's got a huge Village Cannibals. At this point, it's a 6/6, and I'm at 7 life. Okay? Now he's got that in Skirstag Flare, all his mana up. So, I see him attack. I'm really bad with the rules. I forget something. So, I block with a 2/2 Homunculus token I have, and Village Ironite, which are my only creatures on the court. And he goes, are you sure about that double block, man? And I'm just thinking, okay, I guess he doesn't see the play I'm seeing. The play I'm seeing was sack Skirstag Flare into itself to destroy the only blocker, making his dude a 7/7 and hitting me for lethal, right? So that's why I'm like, I don't want a single block. Then I forget that I'm forgetting if a creature doesn't have trample, then it doesn't, if it's blocked for good. So basically, I get screwed there. I double block. I lose both my creatures to his Village Cannibals. His Village Cannibals gets bigger. Then, even when I have just a semblance of chance to turn around, I really clog up the ground with some stuff, right? I'm doing alright. I'm in Fateful Hour mode, I think. No, I am. He plays Rack Chair. I let him hit me for 2 to get to exactly 5. So I'm in Fateful Hour mode, and then of course he plays his own Doomsayer. I take one look at it. I realize that it's tap 2 creatures and 4 mana to destroy target creature with this Skin Flare. I dirtle for a couple turns, hoping to maybe see some removal. I don't see anything, and I just lose. So that was round 3. Round 4. Round 2. Let me see if I can think of round 2. Round 2 is before lunch. This is important. Jeez. Maybe it was just not that memorable. I just won. Oh no, I remember round 2. For some reason I thought this happened later. Okay, round 2. I'm playing a guy. He's playing he's the one splashing Heretic's Punishment. So game 1, he gets me down kind of low, and then he burns me with Heretic's Punishment. That's all there is to that story. I don't want this to go too long, so I'm going to be fairly brief with my descriptions. It's already probably around 15 minutes or something. And he burns me out. Now, game 2, it's a tough game, but in the end, I come out. I hit him with Murder Crows, and I kind of control the game enough, right? I make a Grasp of Phantoms on my last turn because he attacked a bit too greedily. He only left one flyer back to block, so I grasped it and I won. And then game 3, he has a super aggressive start. It's not super aggressive, but he was like Vampire Interloper into Voiceless Spirit. I had a slow hand and like a slow hand with ground pounders, like my iron routes, right? That I can't really do anything with. So he's just beating me down. I play like an Abbey Griffin, he kills it. I eventually have to Fiend Hunter's Voiceless Spirit, right? But I'm still just getting beat down in the air. He plays more air guys, like Silver Claw Griffins and stuff. I'm killing this guy as fast as I can, like I kill his Xenol Recharge stuff. Then I draw Gather the Townsfolk. At this point, I'm around 10 life. And I'm like, I could play this, but it's not going to do anything. Instead, because I'm looking at my Iron Right, I'm like, what if I just let him hit me for like 2 more turns, go to 4, play this for 5, 2 5s. And I also have a Towergeist in my hand that I'm going to save until that point because I don't want him to know I have flyers. So I save for that point. Then I drop Towergeist, Gather the Townsfolk, right? So they're just both big. They can block him out, no problem. 5 tokens, right? And the flyer to stop him effectively. He goes for 3 more damage to put me to 1, probably hoping to draw his Heretic's Punishment. Yeah, he's probably going to draw his Heretic's Punishment just to finish me off easier, right? But he ends up just letting my big Towergeist eat a Griffin, basically, because it's 3/6. I draw, but I, off the Towergeist, actually grabbed another Iron Right. I play that. My guys are just huge. Fate Flower wins games. Yeah, that was round 2. So then I played round 3. I already told you guys about that. Round 4, I'm back in place. I'm playing a guy, it's actually a kid. Anyways, I'm playing a kid. He has, what was he playing? Blue-black, maybe? No, he's playing white. I think he was playing blue-white as well. Yeah, he's playing blue-white, splashing black for a Forbidden Alchemy flashback and Lingering Souls flashback. So yeah, I'm playing him. Both games just basically get to the point where he actually drops Ruinator in one of the games, and he drops Ruinator in one game and Requiem Angel in the other. And I can't really find ways to deal with them both. Ruinator, I ended up just Silent Departuring, which kind of deals with him, to be fair, to win. But basically, at both games, I let him hit me to Fate Flower because I had a Doomsayer, or I think I'd have Bloodline Keeper out at some point. I had those kind of cards out. Yeah. So I had those cards out. They are obviously very good. They're pumping me tokens. I'm just making tons of tokens. I hit Fateful Hour. I have Iron Red Set. I have Doomsayer. All my tokens just get huge, and I mean huge, right? Nothing he can really do. Oh, pizza's here. I gotta go pay for that. 1 second. Okay, so then, yeah, so I win that game by Silent Departure and a Scabronator. The other game, yeah, he actually had Battleground Geist and like a ton of spirits, which makes spirits very good. But Requiem Angel comes out. I end up having to, what the fuck's it called? My enchantment sent blue swords to plowshares. Right. That game I won once again by he makes a big attack. I only blocked Requiem Angel instead of blocking more than I could, which he didn't expect, and so like blocking as much as I could. And so I went to Fateful Hour and I killed him with huge buffs. So that was round 4. Okay, so now we're round 5. I'm sorry if the backdrop is kind of boring for you guys. Like, after I show my deck, there's not a lot to see here. My deck totals up to 914. All right. $10 deck. There's a guy who opened Garrick and what do you get? You got like Garrick, Soren, Mentor of the Meek, and like good playables outside that. Yeah, that was pretty nuts. Okay. So basically, round 5, I played against a pretty aggressive red-black deck, right? I felt like I honestly could have won, but here's what happened. Round 2, I got stuck on 2 lands. I just got beat down. I lost. And he played well, to be fair. He definitely played well both games. Round 2, we got to a point where I had a pretty big board. He had a pretty big board. Then he sided in Zombie Apocalypse against me, because I have a lot of humans. So he pops that. He gets like a whole bunch of guys back off of Fiend Hunter. But then we both, and he gets like a black cat back from his graveyard for a zombie. But we both kind of miscalculate, and we forget his Village Cannibals is a human. That was his only human. And so that thing gets huge instead of dying. And we say he wins that turn. And to be fair, I think he had the game won anyways. And like we both just remembered about this like 10 minutes after when we were talking about the game during the break, and we were like, oh shit, man. And I don't blame him for it, because like it's not like he lied or anything. Like he was just as surprised as I was. And then he was saying we were trying to figure out if he still had lethal on board, but I was like, no, because your Pitchburn Devils came in summoning sick because of Fiend Hunter. So by the way, I got mana floated that game. And I lost like my Doomsayer to Tragic Slip, which did I mention is good? Yeah. Anyways, I lost my Doomsayer to Tragic Slip. And yeah. So I had a chance to win that game, but I had looked at my next 2 draws. One was like Midnight Guard. It was like land Midnight Guard. So I don't think I would have won anyways. So I don't mind that it happened that way. So yeah. That was round 5, and now I'm 2-3, and my only goal going to the last game is to beat my brother, who's also there, because I never lose to my brother. So we're both 2-3 at that point. We thought we might get paired up. We didn't. I got paired up with a guy who was 3-2, so that was interesting. But I played him, and his mana base is just about as bad as mine. His best card, well, no, it wasn't as bad as mine, but his pool wasn't great. He told me, like he had Ruinator, which was really cool, but I had multiple ways to deal with it, like Slayer of the Wicked, and back to hand on top of Library, which just exiling 3 creatures, you just get screwed there. Game 1, he kept the 1 lander and just really went nowhere from there. I beat him down. Game 2 is really interesting. I kind of played into Fateful Hour a bit. I was doing that, but in reality, I had the game in control pretty well because I had a Silent Departure way in my graveyard that he had Trepanation bladed me into, because he actually tried to mill me out. The end with his Ruinator blade, right, which was the only way he was going to win, to be fair to him. So yeah, I ended up winning game 1 because he got mana screwed, in game 2 because I just played pretty well and controlled everything I needed to, and then I was gonna let him hit me to Fateful Hour, but I ended up just having enough tokens once I got both my awesome token generators out. So yeah, I ended up 3-3 for the day. My brother ended up 2-4, so I did end up with a better record than him. No prizes for me, obviously. I think I could have done better. I usually come out of these things with positive records, not like I'm not expecting to win like a 40-man pre-release, but like the last pre-release, I was like 4-2 or whatever. The Innistrad one, and I think I'm 12-1. So that's fine. That's basically my thoughts on the pre-release. What's this video at? 23. Jeez. I think I might do some kind of set review for Dark Ascension, or I'll just talk more in depth. Maybe like on forum somewhere, or like I'll talk more in depth about individual cards. But yeah, basically what you have to take away from this is Fateful Hour is very good. Undying is very good. This guy's very good as well. Undying is very good. And Tragic Slip is so good. Please don't let people dissuade you from this. It kills. I saw someone flip their Binding Blade, and the other guy's just like, oh yeah, Tragic Slip. It's like, oh, that's it. Like, I think the overall card quality might be weaker than Innistrad. Werewolves are definitely weaker, I think, with the obvious exception of Huntsmaster. I think werewolves are probably weaker overall. I think green-white will go down a bit, just because green-white is less synergistic with each other now. I still think they have fine cards, but they're less synergistic. There's some pretty sweet mythics. I think that the release draft is going to be really interesting because it's 2 Dark Ascension packs. So I'll probably do a big recap for that and the F&M draft. There'll be an F&M draft before the release draft with Dark Ascension, which I'll be attending. So that should be cool. Yeah, so for that, I think the plan might be for that draft, like find a captain and just draft tribal hard, since you can maybe find two or three captains for your deck, which would be sweet. That's all my thoughts on Dark Ascension pre-release for now. Probably talk more in depth about certain cards at some later point, but that was how I did. This is my deck. I'll see you guys next time.